Good morning. Nobody's on currently. So, gonna wait a little bit. Creed and Kala, hello. Good morning. You're the only ones on right now. Just in case you have not got your stuff ready, I've got my paper and a Sharpie, or you could just get a black marker or a black pen, grab a pencil, because we're going to be drawing today. Good morning, Miss Lloyd. I miss you too, Ian. Oh my goodness. I was looking at you guys' pictures that you were posting because they said post a picture on our page, and I almost cried because I just want to go back to school. Good morning. Okay, so if you're just joining, okay, make sure you have paper, pencil. I've got a Sharpie. Maybe you get a black marker, a black pen. I'm going to use crayons today. You can use colored pencils if you'd like. And then I'm going to send you on a little scavenger hunt real quick. Find something round that you can trace. So you could use, like, I have a vitamin bottle. You can use the bottom of that and we'll trace that. Or like a small jar, you can trace the bottom of the jar. I also found this roll of tape that worked really well. If you pop the tape out, it's round. Good morning, Alec. Good morning, Willa. And Brady and Allie. Okay, so we're looking for something. Go find something that's round that we can trace. Kind of small. I said the bottom of a pill bottle. This is a vitamin bottle. You can use the bottom of that. Okay. The goal is to fit 3 circles across our paper. So if you can find something there, that'd be good. Okay. I'm gonna get started. I got a couple people on now. Okay, just make sure you have your materials one more time. Morning, Emma. Good morning, Abigail. Okay, so you need paper, marker, pencil, crayons, and something round. I'm going to use this tape. I took it out of this container, and then we'll trace it. Okay, and if you can't find it right now, you can always go back and watch the video later and try it then. So what we're going to do with our paper first today is we're going to fold it in thirds. Let me see if I can back this up a little bit. Not really. Whew. Okay. So take your paper. We're going to fold it in thirds long ways. So if you don't know how to do that, maybe your parents can help you. Okay. It doesn't also have to be perfect thirds. If you notice, mine's not going to be perfect thirds. Doesn't matter because we're just gonna pull it apart. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna rip this bottom part off. I'm gonna teach you how. If you have scissors, you can cut along that line while I'm explaining how to do it without scissors. Okay, so I'm gonna fold this piece of paper and I'm just gonna run my fingernail along it. Really press down hard. Then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to fold it the opposite way. Run my fingernail along it again and press down really hard. You'll notice it's a little bit floppier. Good morning, Raina. I miss you too. Good morning, Evie. Ooh, good morning, Gus and Oliver. Okay, so once you've gone back and forth on that piece, that line a couple times, it should be able to rip it off. And if you make a mistake, remember you can always go back later. Not a big deal. Okay, this is how I teach my kids to rip stuff in my room. You bend back and forth, and then when you pull out, when it stops, move your fingers down a little bit. Let me see if I can focus that better. Okay, pull down a little bit more. It will stop kind of on its own. Move your fingers down. Pull again. Okay. And if it doesn't come out perfect, that's okay. We'll just practice for now. And you can always go back and practice that later. You should have a small rectangular piece of paper now. So at this point, if you missed the part in the video where we need to get something round to trace, you can go look for that. If not, you can try freehanding the circles and you can go back later and do something a little bit differently, but they turn out really cute. Oh, we're going to be drawing some birds, by the way. I don't think I actually said that. Morning, Sheriff. Morning, Ava. Okay, so something circular. I'm going to trace that. I'm going to try to get 3 circles, starting with my pencil, on my paper. So I think I can fit 3 with this. I used this jar earlier and it was a little bit too big, so I moved to something a little smaller. But whatever you found is going to work for now. And if you don't like how it turns out, you can go back and watch the video later. So I got my vitamin bottle. I could use that too. That was a pretty good size. So let's get started. I'm going to take my pencil. Ooh, that's a lot of lead. Take my pencil and I'm just going to make 3 circles, trace around. They turn out. So we're gonna make 3 little birds out of these circles. So there's my first one. Good morning. Going around the second one. Okay. And then my last one. So I'll give you guys a second to do that. When you're finished, you should just have 3 circles, and you want to have done that in pencil right now, just in case we need to erase something. So let's see, I'm gonna pick my phone up. 3 circles. Okay, remember, if you fall behind, you can always go back when I'm done. This video will be posted and saved, so you can go back and watch it again later and catch back up. Okay, so I'm going to move on. We're going to start putting on the little bird's legs. So I'm just going to go straight down with 2 lines. And then when I make his feet, I'm going to take, it's going to look like the top of a triangle or an upside down V. Bet you guys have all done that before. So now I've got little legs for my bird. Gonna add it on all 3. Good morning, Kylie. Good morning, Adam. Good morning, Miss Van. We are adding legs to our birds right now. If you just joined, we made 3 circles. We traced something. I traced a roll of tape. And we add legs. We're making 3 little birds. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Clue. Okay, so now we're going to add their beaks and their wings and their eyes. Going to go with just one bird at a time. And okay, this one I'm going to have kind of looking up. So I'm going to point his beak upwards. And if you want your bird to look a different direction, you can put it in a different direction. But we'll do each of them a little bit different so you guys can go along with me. Okay, and then I'm going to add his wings. So right about in the middle of his circle, I'm going to draw kind of like a loopy upside down M. I guess that's kind of what it looks like. And I'm going to do that same kind of shape for his tail down here, pointing down since his head is looking up. There's my first little bird. Isn't he cute? Miss Van said we could draw first, then write a story about it. That's a good idea. Okay, here's our second one. This one I'm going to have looking completely up. So his nose is going to go up, and then I'm going to have his 2 little eyes. I'm going to have 2 eyes on this one. So his wings are going to be placed a little bit differently because we're looking at the top of his head. So it's going to have a wing over here and a wing over here. This bird, we were looking at his side, so we only drew 1 wing and his tail. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to add his wings on. I'm going to go to the side. I'm going to kind of draw like an upside down U. Maybe erase a little bit of that line from the circle on the inside. And then I'm going to draw that little loopy upside down M to connect it. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Draw my upside down U. Erase the inside of that circle. And then I'm going to draw that kind of loopy. I guess it's more of a W. There you go, a W. Whoopsies. And now he's looking up. So now we've got 2 of our birds done. Good morning, Frederick. Okay, and then my last bird I'm going to draw looking back at these other birds. So I'm going to put his little beak facing him. And he's kind of saying, what are you guys looking at? And so since we're looking at his side, how many wings do you think we're going to draw? You going to be able to see both of them or just one? You're right, just one. So we're going to draw, I'm going to turn it this way and then I can draw my W. Because we figured that describes it a little bit better. So there's his W. And you know what I forgot on the middle one? His tail. So we'll go back and we'll add his tail right here. I'm just going to add it to the side. Draw my W right there. And then I'm going to draw the last tail on my last bird behind him. And ta-da! I got my 3 birds. But today I left time. I picked something a little easier today so we can color it together. Remember, if you're going to use Sharpie to trace over this, you want to put a piece of paper underneath it so you don't get any Sharpie on your table. So, if you're still drawing, you can continue drawing. Miss Miller's going to start tracing. If you have a black marker or a Sharpie or a black pen, you can start tracing your little birds. That makes it show up a little bit better when we start coloring. If I color over all of this in crayon, then I can't see my pencil lines anymore. So I need to take a marker and go over it. It's gonna take a couple minutes. So I was late to morning meeting this morning because I was sitting here practicing this, and then I looked up at the time and I was like, oh no! So I caught the tail end of morning meeting. Hopefully you weren't late to morning meeting. But the cool thing about morning meeting right now is it's recorded, so we can go back and watch it anytime. Okay, so there's my first one. I'm gonna keep going, tracing the other bird. If you're not happy with how they turned out, as you're going over, you can kind of change the shape of your wing or the shape of your tail a little bit. Make it a little bigger or smaller as you're going along. And then if your pencil lines show up, you can erase those. One more. Hope you all had a good spring break. I was pretty busy over spring break because I'm in school like you guys are, taking classes. So I was doing homework all break, just like you guys. Okay. Oh, that wing turned out a little weird. That's okay. They turn out different every time. Okay, so when you're finished tracing, the next step is to color. A skydiving bird. That sounds cute. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add the ground. I'm just going to add grass. Grass is easy because all you have to do is lines. So like I said, I'm doing crayon. I like using crayon, especially because I think that it looks really good against the black marker. If you love marker, you can use marker. My class knows, though, that marker's not my favorite. Maybe you could use colored pencils. But I think crayons are my favorite. I just like the way that it looks. So I put my grass all the way along the bottom. And then I can choose whatever colors I want for my birds. I'm going to make them 3 different colors. The first one I want to be blue. And I'm actually going to choose 2 different blues and kind of mix them. So I've got a darker blue and a lighter blue. And so I'm going to trace the outside of my bird with my darker blue. Oops. And I'm not going to color his beak blue because I'm going to color all of her beaks orange. You can color them whatever color you want to color them. I'm gonna trace. And then I don't know if Miss Parrish has told you this, she probably has, but when you're coloring things in, it looks really nice when you make sure that you color the same way. So I'm gonna go all in one direction. I'm gonna go back and forth the same direction. And I'm not gonna switch. So I'm not gonna switch halfway through and start going this way because it looks a little bit neater when you go back and forth the same direction over the whole entire bird or whatever you're coloring. And for some things, that doesn't go for everything, but for a lot of things, it looks really good when you go the same way. It looks a lot less messy. So I've got a little bit of a light blue, but I'm going to mix a little bit of dark blue on top of that. Go in the same direction. So I've got a blue bird.
Powering off.
And I'm going to add an orange beak. And then while I'm got my orange in my hand, I'm going to add my other bird's orange beaks. And then I'm going to choose another color. This time I'm going to choose purple because blue and purple are some of my favorite colors. I'm going to see which one's the darker one. This one. So I'm going to use my darker one to kind of trace on the outside, give it a little bit of an outline. And I'm excited to see what your guys' looks like after this. So you're going to have to post a picture in the comments when you're finished with yours, because when we finish the video, you'll have time to sit there and color. So I'm going to go in one direction, remember, when I'm coloring, back and forth. Okay, keep going back and forth. Now, in this bird, I could have gone a different direction than the other bird. As long as I'm the same bird, I'm doing it one direction. Looks kind of neat. Here's my bird. Can add a little bit of dark purple in there too. If you notice, I'm using all cool colors right now. And I think I'm going to stick to that. I like green and blue and purple quite a bit. So I'm going to choose a green bird to make my last one. I can maybe show you Maple at the end of this video. See a request for that. But she's in her cage right now. I didn't let her hop around today. I probably will later, but since I'm not in the room, I wasn't gonna give her free rein. So let's see. Almost done. Okay, and this time I'm gonna go this direction. But that's okay because as long as I'm going the same direction within this bird, it's gonna look nice and neat. And like I've been doing before, I'm gonna add a little bit of dark green in there too. Just a little. Go in the same direction. And those are my 3 birds. Before I'm done, ooh, someone's drawing it digitally, that's nifty. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of a sunset, just because I like sunset colors. And since I've already used cool colors on my birds, I'm gonna use some warmer colors in my sunset. If you did warm color birds, maybe you'll try like a blue sky with a little bit of purple mixed in. So there's my pink sky. I'm gonna add a little bit of orange in there. Some warmer colors to complete my picture. And then later, if you want to go back and watch the video again, or you remember how to do it, you can make some different birds. Post them all over your fridge. Let me back up a little bit. Ta-da! Our cute little birds. They just reminded me of springtime. And I had another bird picture. I'll post that in the comments. But this one was going to take a lot longer. I'll kind of show you. This one gives you step-by-step directions. So I figured I'd post this one in the comments and you guys can try maybe this one at home. I did this one a little bit earlier too, but it took me way too long to do in this video. So I'm going to try coloring that one later and I'll post that too. But this is what we've ended up with. Make sure that you post your picture in the comments. We'd love to see your artwork. Last week I was so excited when I got to see your video, or not your videos, your pictures. And then we'll go over and see Maple right before we leave. She's in her cage today. Let's see. Hello, Maple. Say hello. She's crunching on some of her food. Okay, have a great day, guys. I miss you so much. Bye.